Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some horrible news when it comes to console users, both PlayStation and Xbox folks, where there's brand new cheats that are now evolving to ways that I would have never expected to have happened. Right now, as you guys know, there's a lot of big hackers and cheaters, aimbotters, or whatever it might go and be when it comes to a lot of very popular games, such as Call of Duty or Destiny, even sometimes fighting games. Like basically right now, hacking is an ever ongoing fight against both the makers of games, the basically online servers of games, and then the hackers themselves. And cheaters are, well, kind of taking this to the next level, where there's a brand new now creation of cheats that are basically taking the entire gaming world, such as Call of Duty, by storm, and people are getting upset about it, myself included, because this is absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to talk about this, talk about the drama and everything else, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. I mean, Twitter and Twitch room down below. We're probably live up on Twitch right now playing some Monster Hunter or some Helldivers. If you guys are bored, want to say hi, follow up on if you guys want to, subscribe if you guys are new, give me your thoughts and comments on all this type of stuff, because I think this is very frustrating and very annoying. And overall, sign up for Weeble, get a bunch of free stock. Let's go and dive on into it. So this has been kind of an ongoing issue for quite some time, where I'm sure you guys, if you guys know about the internet or whatever, we have been seeing big issues with legal issues when it comes to cheaters, or we've even been seeing Bungie, as of these past few years, literally suing people, going against like the Destiny 2 people that are making the cheats and like selling the cheats, or basically people also having people that are utilizing the cheats or doing things like in the games, and these people are getting sued. They're winning, the companies like Bungie and stuff are winning, but once again, a lot of these different types of companies are either outside in different countries, or they're not suable, or they're just basically all like anonymous, or at the same time they just don't care. It's underneath like actual LLC. The LLC goes bankrupt. The individual people, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, like, it seems rough. But right now we're seeing a brand new cheat over here. It's also been really been in regards to Warzone. And as you guys know, Call of Duty has always been being kind of played with hackers. Activision Blizzard's always trying to fight against it. And this is where things get rough. Well, right now, Warzone cheats have gotten so advanced, they're now able to turn off automatically in-game when being investigated by the Ricochet, which is basically anti-cheat. And he goes and states saying, "We are so caught in yes." So the rough idea of what you guys can probably say about what we're going to show you guys over here. Let's say you're cheating. You're typically like having like different parameters or different types of issues or something that's like an abnormality on the game itself, like whether the game files are being changed or whether it's like, you know what, there's just usually like you're up to doing something weird. Like it's kind of like you're doing something illegal in real life. People can probably tell if you're being a little sketch, if you're creeping around a building at like 2 a.m. at a hospital or whatever it might be. Like I'm sure you guys understand what I mean. So basically computers are able to go utilize like, hey, this is like not the same files that everyone else has. Hey, this is like you're out of like, say, out of bounds. Like say you're floating in a game. Like traditionally, most people are never flying in a game for more than 5 seconds. Then basically an anti-cheat would notice this. Oh, let's go and say you have like a weapon and it shoots 300 bullets and it's usually meant to shoot like 30. So once it's 45 and doesn't reload, like basically there's like little small issues that pop up. And traditionally, most anti-cheats should be able to notice this. But what is now a bigger issue is these anti-cheats are now coming out where, like, essentially whenever the server or the anti-cheat software is about to start running and be like, hey, let's go investigate this person, it's then conveniently turning off the cheat itself. So as like, it's like, hey, like, this person's flying. Okay, this seems like messed up in our parameters in our system. Okay, let's go and scan this account and see if they're actually cheating. They most likely should be. They're kind of like triggering a lot of our anti-cheats. Okay, the cheat itself is so sophisticated, it's now being completely turned off and untraceable. Okay, this person is fine, is what the system would think. But in theory, the person's still then flying around or basically being like unkillable, whatever it might be in the game itself. And all this put together ruins the gaming experience. I'm going to show you guys a little clip over here that's been kind of going on the viral side, where basically people are now able to go and use these hacks and cheats over here, saying that basically everyone is all basically like cleared. At this point, they're not able to basically be detected if they're even hacking at all or not. And this has been kind of driving up a lot more of the actual negative attention when it comes to most of the games. Now, it's probably a little bit more easier with like actual voice on itself. I'm just trying to give you guys like just the rundown of what people are showing and like all this type of stuff. So basically right now, people are able to go utilize this hacking and all this all here, where basically people are just not getting like caught as they're cheating. And right now, it's also getting a lot more actual various, like a lot of attention to as well. Like we're seeing someone like say like nigh, who's an old school like competitive Call of Duty player back in the day. And they're saying like, hey, we could some people are saying like, hey, we could basically use AI to go a long way into solving all these issues if it's implemented properly. When you start analyzing everything by the pixel, it'll be very obvious to a trained AI what a human input is, what is assisted, and basically someone trying to give the idea that like, hey, like, hacking is kind of obvious. Like I said, if you see someone literally flying in a game, that should be typically detectable. But when it comes to other various cheaters, like I said, it's basically they're cheating. You have like cheating Discord servers out there that'll be talking about this stuff, and they're basically just not getting caught. Like they're just not being noticed. And it's kind of funny saying, just tell me what our AI overlords going to go and do to get started with their anti-cheat, and I'll do my best to help and cooperate too as well. But basically, this is kind of just like more memes and all this type of stuff. But it is a big issue. Or right now, these are getting like a lot of big media attentions too as well. And this is where, like I said, like people are over here seeing this type of stuff where it's like, hey man, this is bad. Like, we're not going to be able to win. Bearing some divine intervention from Activision or man up top himself, Call of Duty is going to be infested with cheaters for the foreseeable future. Good luck, boys, and stay safe. Godspeed. And a lot of people are like, hey, yo, man, like, this is messed up. Like, a lot of people are sad because this is an ever-going issue. Because, like I was showing you guys before, things like Bungie. Judge issues legal permaban. So basically, people are going to like the courts and getting literally permaban in games. $500,000 judgment against serial Destiny 2 cheaters. So like this is ongoing in every single game. Right now, everything. Like we're seeing League of Legends, there's scripting. Valorant, there's definitely cheaters. CSGO, there's like wall hackers. When it comes to Call of Duty, there's like aimbotters and people who are just like indestructible in games. And like in like Bungie, that they'll basically have like infinite like ultimate abilities. Like all this type of stuff kind of stems back to people cheating in games. Games like Pug, games like, funny, not so much on Fortnite, we don't see that too often, but it does happen on occasion. But all this type of stuff is rough. Because once again, if these cheats are now getting so sophisticated out here, we're basically these anti-cheat softwares, and sometimes they're very advanced. Like say for Valorant, you basically have to have an actual proper like computer program running on your computer as you're playing the game to stop anti-cheating, which is also a part 2 issue where a lot of folks just don't want to have a perpetual 24/7 like issue on their PCs, like an issue being like checking their computers or slogging them down or maybe affecting out other various games, or sometimes too anti-cheats could have issues too as well. It's just rough. Because right now, no one necessarily knows how to like fix this cheating issue. Big game companies like Call of Duty do not want to have cheaters. Game companies like Bungie do not want to have cheaters. And even right now, when all this big Call of Duty stuff, because even Call of Duty right now in their pro scene is getting sued by Old School Optic, if you guys remember, all those good old boys over there like Hex and such. And just a lot of people are just not happy with these gaming companies. You want us to go and spend $70 or have multiplayer fees or something like Destiny, having microtransactions and all these like like DLCs nonstop. But if you can't even go provide a game that doesn't even have cheaters, then people are gonna get upset. I myself would get upset. Like, we're now seeing the fact that this cheating is going next level. And of course, we have been seeing good news, let's say for PlayStation or an Xbox, where they got rid of some of those hacking devices. You guys remember a few weeks ago, there was a big media stint where basically a lot of these like third-party accessory, like media attachment devices that are basically meant for cheaters were essentially blocked out by PlayStation. They're not usable. They were having bugged issues. They were kind of flooding the market, and they realized that they're not usable. And we should probably do an update on that one at some point in the near future to just kind of go and see. But as of right this second, like there is cheating everywhere, and cheating is getting more advanced. In some games, like let's say like Warzone, they kind of give up after a while. Like, I mean, that's like been one of the biggest complaints I think I've seen so far in the Call of Duty games, and this is like one of the biggest games in the entire planet, is that there's cheaters non-stop. Like, there's always cheaters. It's even games like Escape from Tarkov. Like, there is cheaters. Like, every brand new wipe for a brand new iteration and patch, they will have brand new cheaters, and it sucks. Like, no one wants to play games where you don't necessarily know if, like, you, like, won the fight or not. Like, if especially for a competitive game, like, say, like a Warzone, a BR. What if you're in a top 5 situation, and then you lose to a cheater? Like, you get demoralized, because what if they were not cheating? Are you better? Are you worse? Did you, like, lose a win? Like, no one really knows. Or the same thing with Bungie. When it comes to Destiny, like you're doing like trials, like hardcore gameplay, or doing things like I said for almost any game out here, like even for like PvE games, like it's bothersome. Like people get worried, like you don't want to have cheaters in the game, and this kind of ruins the gaming experience for a lot of folks. And it seems like this cheating is getting a lot worse. Now, this also does affect a lot of PS5 and Xbox users, probably I'd say almost a little bit more, mainly because it's a little bit easier, I think, to hack on those consoles. Mainly because it's not like, I mean, it's also pretty easy to hack on PC. Kind of depends on what you're looking for, but at the end of the day, it just sucks. Like no one wants to really deal with hackers. No one wants to deal with cheaters. No one wants to be the guy who's sitting there and losing a game because some guy has installed wall bot, like aimbots or wall hacks, or just they're indestructible and you can't even go and hurt them, or they're flying. it just stinks. Like, you want to have a good time playing games. So I want to hear your thoughts, because this seems like it's going to be a bigger issue overall, especially for people who play Call of Duty and other various games. It just seems like cheating just doesn't stop. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below, and in case you guys would like to go and follow, of course, we're probably live up on Twitch right now. We also have the Weeble and all the other good various links if you guys want to get a bunch of free stocks, and I appreciate y'all for watching here in the first place.